I watched a TED Talk that was presented by Sandra Andreas. Her TED Talk was mostly about finding the comment that job search is dead. I say this because um, Andreas has said that looking on the internet to try and find jobs is probably not the best source that is out there. She basically said that uh, the uh, that the internet has become more of a dead spot for jobs nowadays. She says this as she has realized is that basically about 85% of job openings are not online. They are either presented out like on a billboard for a store or inside the store. This means that only about 15% of jobs that are out in the world are presented online. Um, she basically makes this up as basically people try to take two ways of how they want to approach a job. There's basically either choosing and debating. Basically, choosing means that you would basically want to apply for a job and just for any job, no matter what it is. And as those who are choosy, this means that they actually look over a job application and actually see if they feel qualified or not to do a job. Between those two job titles, I've kind of fallen a victim to both of those. I have to say I'm a little bit more um, debatable than other jobs. It's mostly because I don't really think I could be fit for like any type of job because part of what I look at when I apply for stuff, I would see if I can actually do it, as well as help out the company. And if I feel like I can't do that, then it makes me realize I should pass on them and not really try to apply it to be a part of that job. Um, Andreas also has brought this up because she herself has had trouble to try and find jobs. I've actually been in a lot in her position before where I've only relied on the internet. But basically, Andreas did learn something through this, and she said she actually went back to school. Oh, and as of right now, she has helped students find jobs. Basically, we kind of help those to find opportunities, either if it's a job opportunity or an internship opportunity. And I know us as students, we kind of have that benefit a little bit through career development. And their main job is to really help us secure an internship so we can have a full-time job once we graduate from college. Um, basically, she also brought up how the importance of a resume can be. You can easily submit a resume to a company, but it does take time to figure out if they really want the applicant. Basically, the big thing that Andreas had brought up was that applicant tracking system actually use precise keywords which can help with getting a job. Basically, this means that use the words that make you feel sincere and eager to really know about the job. Another huge part of it is the experience you would get about what you know and study about those fields. I know part of my own resume, I've included classes that I have passed over the course of my time here at Defiance College, which should make an applicant know that through those classes I have learned some new skills to help better out the company. Um, Andreas also said that before you apply, you should try and figure out a sweet spot. This basically means that when you are writing stuff on your resume, which include your skills, your interests, and the market, you should kind of look for that sweet spot or that part that should make the employer realize what exactly would make you beneficial to their company, that you've already helped out another. Big thing Chris also had brought up was career conversations. This is basically where you get to have a conversation with somebody about your career. This doesn't really have to be a recruiter for this job. It would have to just be someone who would know about it. Um, Basically, by having these career conversations, you can actually you end up spreading a little bit of the word around about it, and you get to also know that you also will get to be a part of something a lot bigger. Andreas also gave out an example of that actually worked out. She brought up that a man by the name of Lucas Ya one time actually gave a box of donuts to the employer who he wanted to get hired to with his resume attached to it. He attached it to the bottom because he actually attached this to the bottom of the box because so he kind of made a statement a little bit at his interview. He basically said, he kind of said that to always kind of look at the bigger picture, and he kind of put his resume at the bottom to show how much more important there was to a resume than there really is. He was also told that through this, Lucas also got 10 interviews more after doing that. He kind of showed a clarity of purpose that actually helped him out in his own field. Another big thing that got me was that fear can play a part when making a change. This can either be for like a job or something else. I would have to actually agree on that because I've always had fear when it's come to making a change for a job because a big thing that would occur to me is how this would impact myself, both throughout my regular life, social life, and for those around me. But luckily, I have been able to manage this and have been able to figure out how it would work. Um, she also had used this example as like going to a restaurant. Because when you're there, you have to do many things. Like you have to choose where you want to go, who gets to go with you, you have to set a budget for how much you want to spend, and what exactly you would want. Basically, the main message she gave there was, even if you don't enjoy the experience of a restaurant, or in this situation, a job, there's always another choice. And that is actually true because I'm pretty sure people have been in dead-end jobs and have always wanted to figure out something else that they want to do with themselves. Basically, uh, basically, back to career conversations, it's actually been told that those conversations can basically lead to big questions. Big questions where you actually get to talk to people about what exactly you would need to do. It also kind of makes you realize three big important questions about yourself. You have to say, how do you get to where you are? Like how do you get from where you are right now to where you want to be? What is something you wish you know before you started your job? And also, who else should I talk to about this opportunity? This is kind of important because it makes you question both yourself as well as the future. Basically, it, I have to admit that the job search for online doesn't really sound reasonable. I know there's a lot of sources out there to help us find jobs that are out in the world, but apparently from this, it sounds like they don't really help us that much. It's kind of more up to us to go out into the world and try and make the difference ourselves and not rely on the internet to try and help us make our lives a lot easier.